Clashes between militias backed by Libya's rival governments have killed at least 23 people and wounded dozens more, according to the country's health ministry. The fighting in Libya's capital, Tripoli, on Saturday was the worst there in 2 years and has raised fears the country could plunge back into full-blown war.
Russia has blocked the adoption of a joint declaration on the United Nations Nuclear Disarmament Treaty, which criticized Moscow's military takeover of Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in Ukraine. Igor Vishnevetsky, deputy director of the Russian Foreign Ministry's Non-Proliferation and Arms Control Department, said the final draft, which was more than 30 pages long, lacked balance.
Serbia and Kosovo have settled an ethnic dispute over the movement of citizens across their border, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell has said. "We have a deal," Borrell said in a tweet Saturday. Under the EU-facilitated dialogue, Serbia agreed to abolish entry-exit documents for Kosovo ID holders and Kosovo agreed to not introduce them for Serbian ID holders.
2 decades after her release from prison, Teresa Beatty feels she is still being punished. When her mother died 2 years ago, the state of Connecticut put a lien on the Stamford home she and her siblings inherited. It said she owed $83,762 to cover the cost of her 2.5-year imprisonment for drug crimes. Now, she's afraid she'll have to sell her home of 51 years, where she lives with 2 adult children, a grandchild and her disabled brother. "I'm about to be homeless," said Beatty, 58, who in March became the lead plaintiff in a lawsuit challenging the state law that charges prisoners $249 a day for the cost of their incarceration. "I just don't think it's right, because I feel I already paid my debt to society. I just don't think it's fair for me to be paying twice." All but 2 states have so-called pay-to-stay laws that make prisoners pay for their time behind bars, though not every state actually pursues people for the money. Supporters say the collections are a legitimate way for states to recoup millions of taxpayer dollars spent on prisons and jails.
A federal judge in Florida told the Justice Department on Saturday to provide her with more specific information about the classified records removed from former President Donald Trump's Florida estate and said it was her preliminary intent to appoint a special master in the case. The 2-page order from U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon signals that she's inclined to grant a request from Trump's lawyers, who this week asked for the appointment of an independent special master to oversee the review the records taken from Mar-a-Lago and identify any that may be protected by executive privilege, and to ensure the return of any documents outside the scope of the search warrant. The judge scheduled a Thursday hearing to discuss the matter further, suggesting the Justice Department will have a chance to raise objections to the judge's intentions. In other recent high-profile cases in which a special master has been appointed, the person has been a former judge.
Be aware with the world. APN Broadcast Service.